Hey there, CJ Math students. I hope you've had a nice long weekend. I'm remembering that I need to give you the homework video for the odds for homework 2.9. So I don't have the ability to have both the sheet of paper and the graph paper in front of me, so I'll just narrate what's on the sheet of paper and then put it on the graph paper, hopefully like you have it. So I'll be doing the odds. So question number 1, remember over 2 spaces, circle, is 5/14 plus negative 3/14. And I like to give a negative sign a space all by itself. So this is a DSSL problem, right? So I'll do 5 minus 3, which is 2/14. This can be simplified if I divide them both by 2 to get 1/7 as my answer. Circle my answer. If you want to tell your teacher, hey, you know, how did I know that? You might want to put DSSL. And remember, the middle of your paper should be divided down the middle, so something like number 2 is going to go over on the right hand side. All right, after you're done, skip 2 spaces and let's do number 3. So number 3, I have negative 6/11 minus negative 10/11. So keep, change, that becomes negative 6/11 plus 10/11. Again, that's a DSSL problem, so really I want to do 10 minus 6, which is 4/11, and that can't be simplified, so that is my answer. Let me know, hey, I understand this, it was a DSSL problem, that's how I got 4/11. Positive because I had more positives. 1, 2, number 5. So we have negative 27.9 plus 36. I would line this up. I'd first say, hey, this is a DSSL problem. So I'd say, all right, I want to do 36 minus 27.9. Fill in with a 0 there. I'm going to borrow. So we'll borrow from the 6 and make that a 5. Make that 10. So 10 minus 9 is 1. Can't do 5 minus 7, so we need to borrow again. Make that a 2. Make that 15. 15 minus 7 is 8. 8.1, my answer should be positive because I have more positives. So my answer is 8.1. Circle your answer. So we'll go to number 7. So 1, 2, 7. Negative 3/4 plus 5/8. So we have 2 fractions with unlike denominators, so we've got to find common denominators first. So multiply by 2. Multiplied by 2. That should give us negative 6/8 plus 5/8. This is a DSSL problem. You could go ahead and write DSSL here again. Negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1/8. And that should be your answer. I'm going to scoot my paper down a little bit here. Skip 2 spaces and let's go to number 9. So 1, 2, 9. It's negative 3/5 plus 3/4. So let's find common denominators. 20 should be our common denominator, so times, oops, not times 2, times 5, excuse me. Times 5, times 5, times 4, times 4. So we get negative, don't forget the negative sign, 12/20 plus 15/20. And again, it's DSSL, different signs subtract, keep the sign of the larger. So we get 15 minus 12 is 3. I had more positives than I did negatives, so 20/3. So far, everything is nice, neat, organized on my paper. A teacher can tell, hey, what the problem was, what work I showed, and where's my answer. So let's do number 11. Skip 2 spaces, 1, 2, 11. I have negative 164 plus negative 8.29. So finally we have a SSAK problem. Same signs I'd keep, so I'll do 164 plus 8.29 decimal 00. Add it up. 4 plus 8 is 12. Carrier 1 you get 7, so 172.29, but you got to remember it's negative because we wanted to keep the sign, 2 negatives there, so negative 172.29. Alright, so I said I wanted 1 through 12 on this side, so it looks like we even got a little extra space, but let's go to the back side and do 13 through 24. So I'm doing the odds again. So number 13, right there, I'll have 5 over 16 minus 1/2. So first of all, keep change, it becomes plus a negative 1/2. And then we also want to make sure that we say, all right, I need to find common denominator, so times 8 times 8. So my new problem is 5 over 16 plus a negative 8 over 16. This is DSSL, and I get 8 minus 5 is 3, but I have more negatives, so negative 3 over 16 is my answer. Number 15. Oops, skip too many spaces there. 1, 2, and down here. We've got negative 7/9 plus 5/12. So what's the common denominator between 9 and 12? You could do times 9 and times 12, or you could say, oh, 36, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So times 3 times 3 times 4 times 4. That gives me negative 28 over 36. Notice how I keep my negatives the whole time. Plus 15 over 36. So this is DSSL, different sign, subtract, keep the sign a little larger. So I'll do 28 minus 15, which will give me negative 13, because I had more negatives than I did positive, over 36. That cannot be simplified, and that's your answer. 17, skip 1, 2, 17. We've got negative 0.006 plus negative 0.5. So off the bat, I should know, hey, this is an SSAK. And I will go ahead and line up my decimals. So 0.006 plus 0.5. Throw in your zeros. You get 6, you get 0, you get 5, decimal 0. And just remember to keep your negative sign because they were both negative to begin with. So negative 0.506. You could also just say negative 0.506, same thing. All right, number 19. I want to skip. We've got negative 1/2 minus 2/3. So first we see a subtraction sign. We should immediately say, up, keep, change, change. So keep, change, and change. And then we see, oh, we have unlike denominators. So I'll say times 2 and times 3, because the denominator is 6, common denominator. Scroll down here a little bit. So again, we have negative 3 over 6 plus negative 4 over 6. And so in your head, you should be saying, oh, I have 2 negatives here, so this is SSAK. My answer, negative 3 plus negative 4, just add them up, keep the negative sign, is 7 over 6. However, this is not okay because that's improper. So how many times does 6 go into 7? 1 time with 1 left over, but don't forget your negative sign. So negative 1 and 1/6 is your answer there. Number 21. So go 1, 2, skip. So 21. We've got this time negative 2/3 minus 1/2. So kind of the opposite of number 19. So we'll say plus a negative. So immediately you should say, oh, this is SSAK this time. So we'll say times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2, and hopefully we should get the same exact answer. Negative 4 over 6 plus negative 3 over 6 equals, again, negative 7 over 6, which gives us negative 1 and 1/6. This is just an example basically of the commutative property, right? It doesn't matter if I had negative 2/3 plus negative 1/2, or flip it around and do negative 1/2 plus negative 2/3. Either way, I get the same exact answer. 23, last one. We have negative 6 3/8 minus 2 7/8. So right away I should go ahead and say minus sign, so plus a negative. And I can split these up, so let's go ahead and break those apart into negative 6 plus negative 3/8 plus, and then split those guys up, negative 2 plus negative 7/8. Let's use the commutative property of addition and reorganize stuff. So we'll have negative 6 plus negative 2, and then plus negative 3/8 plus negative 7/8. Makes sense. This part right here becomes negative 8. This part right here becomes negative 10 over 8. We should simplify this part, obviously, into a mixed number, because 8 goes into 10. Let's figure that out. 8 goes into 10 one time with 2 left over. So this part right here gave you negative 1 2/8, which also can be simplified. Lots of stuff going on here. To negative 1, 2 divided by 2, and 1/4. Now we have to add this to the whole number that I had. So negative 8 plus negative 1 1/4 gives you your answer of negative 9 1/4. A lot going on there. All right. Call me if you guys have questions. I'll see you tomorrow.